battle against war demands the same. Stop killing the Palestinians. Stop sending aid to Israel. Stop normalizing this genocide. Do not go on about your day as though everything is normal when it is not, and it will never be again. Not until everyone is free. The first step in that direction is halting U.S. aid to Israel. We, us here and everyone in this city, across our entire country, we have the power to hold our representatives accountable. We can be an inconvenience economically to them and all of the corporations who are complicit in this genocide. That's why there's a call for an economic boycott on this Thursday and every Thursday thereafter until this genocide is over. If we act decisively, we can take back the power from corrupt politicians and return policymaking to the will of the people. We will get our demands. Don't shop on Thursdays, tell your reps what you want, and most of all, free Palestine.
Thank you, Caitlin.
You profit from genocide! You profit a short interjection here to explain the site, why we're here exactly, why we chose the federal building. For one reason, it's a good place to get people out, and as part of the goal of this was education. That was part of it. But another part is that Senator Maria Cantwell's office in Seattle is here behind us. It's probably quite likely that, if not her, at the very least, her staffers are in the building right now. And Maria Cantwell has gained some notoriety in Seattle after the most recent vote. She actually voted against the the majority of Democrats in the Senate for voting for an offensive arms embargo to Israel. Shame. As pressure mounts across the country, even the usual do-nothing Democrats sitting in the Senate right now have started to turn against Israel. They've started to vote in favor of arms embargo to Israel. This is a huge turning point that is almost, would have been unthinkable just a couple years ago, especially before the Al-Aqsa flood. And Maria Cantwell is still hanging on. She's still voting to continue sending arms to Israel. She's still continuing sending our tax dollars to Israel. So that's why we're out here today. But she hasn't just voted not to enact an arms embargo on Israel. Maria Cantwell has also voted in the past to make it a crime to boycott Israel. That was, what was that? 2017 or something? When was that? When did Maria Cantwell vote for that? It was a while ago to make anyways. But we don't just have Maria Cantwell. As Cleo talked about earlier, our campaign at Seattle Against War is against Representative Adam Smith in the 9th District of, boo Adam Smith! Guy sucks. He gets by on being sort of easy to swallow, if that makes sense. He gets by. He's a very slimy person. If you've never actually interacted with him before, notorious liar. He puts on a facade of being very agreeable, very a nice moderate, a nice easy person to interact with. But he is actually, despite his appearances, one of the biggest war hawks sitting in Congress right now. He is shame. He has never seen a war he didn't like. He voted for the Iraq War. He voted for the Afghanistan War. He has never voted against one. And he is the ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee, which means every single dollar of your taxes that's coming out of your paycheck that gets sent to fund the bombing of children in Israel, that passes by his desk. He has to look at that, and every single day when that goes by his desk, he gives his thumbs up to that. Shame!
Shame!
Very recent.
Running against Adam Smith is here right now.
Yeah.
Woo!
Very recently, actually.
Woo!
Yeah. We have some folks from Workers' Strike back here, and 3 of them were actually charged for trying to disrupt Adam Smith's little. That was the town hall. Yes, that was the town hall.
I am the socialist running against Adam
She's
Smith.
right here.
Yeah, Sean, let her speak. She's running against Adam Smith. Let her speak. To end the genocide in Gaza and all U.S. military funding to Israel. Let her speak.
Yep.
But you're running against, you're going to defeat Adam Smith. You want to defeat Adam Smith. We're not interrupting them, but we'd like to speak afterwards.
Yeah, can we speak afterwards?
Adam Smith has also had people, there was a sit in his office staged last year that got 10 people arrested there. He called them, what was it, the left-wing fascists, for people who have, the gall to stand up to him funding genocide. And,
That's right.
Yep.
the sit-in? I thought that was the DSA sit-in. So my next speaker coming up here is Liz from the International League of People Struggle, here to talk about the anti-imperialist angle, how the genocide in Gaza connects to the economic interests of the United States, and why it is broader than just the Middle East. All right, get up here, Liz.
You.
Can we maybe start this off with some chants? Can we get a beat? Yeah. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Thank you. My name is Liz. I'm here with the International League of People Struggle, and I'm here to talk about why we're here today building a mass movement against imperialism, against all wars of aggression, especially this genocide and this manufactured starvation. For those who don't know, the International League of People Struggle is a global alliance made up of many, many mass organizations across the world, fighting against imperialism here in the United States, but also in our very home countries, in our homelands. For many who don't know, we're a large alliance battling imperialism. And I think when I'm here in the United States talking to the people, to many of us who are organizers, activists, students, teachers, workers, many of us don't think that imperialism impacts us here in the US, in the imperial core. But I assure you that it does, and that it is the root of our daily issues, our bread and butter issues that we have to face day in and day out. Because how many of us have had to make sacrifices in the last few months? Have had to make sacrifices to meet our basic needs? How many of us are feeling the weight of the rising inflation, of the rising unemployment? How many of us have had to take extra shifts, extra hours at work?
People here want to hear me speak because they want to.
And how many of us are left
Why would you
wondering
not let...
why our day-to-day conditions are worsening here in the U.S.?
Why would you not let the person
While the
running
US
against him for
military
Congress
budget
speak?
Floats, it rises, while our services are getting cut. Shame! It is exactly due to politicians like Maria Cantwell, like Adam Smith, who refuse to hear our demands, the demands of the people who are suffering on a daily basis.
For somebody who's a socialist,
And they choose to line their pockets
not be allowed to speak.
by allowing major companies like Boeing, like Microsoft, they let these billionaires profit off of our backs. Shame! And these companies are the very companies that are profiting off of this genocide. They are
She's
the
running
ones
for Congress
funding
against Adam
militarism.
Smith.
And it is these politicians who are sending billions of
She's
dollars
literally...
to the Zionist regime to do their dirty work in the Middle East. Shame! Seattle is home to billionaires, thousands of millionaires who profit off of this very system. And yet we have a housing crisis. And yet our budgets for social services are getting cut. It is a shame. And in order for these billionaires to maintain their super profits, they need to go abroad, right? They are done exploiting us, squeezing labor from our workers, and so they go abroad. They need the natural resources that they've already extracted from the lands here. They need the cheap labor that they cannot find domestically. And this is why imperialism means war. Shame! And this is why the U.S. will make up reasons if they have to go to war, right? We've
seen it time and time again. We've even heard Biden say many times that even if Israel didn't exist, the U.S. wouldn't make one. We've heard their excuses of weapons of mass destruction, but we know that this is a lie. It is under this very system that we live under that also forces migrants abroad every day in the thousands, forces many of us to leave our homelands, to leave our families for a better life in the United States, for stable livelihood. But we know that when we come here, that is a lie that they are propagating across the world. So we say shame! And this is why we're here today. That's why we're fighting. That's why we're organizing. We're building a mass movement against imperialism. Because it is the very system that is conducting the genocide, that is manufacturing this starvation, this blockade in Gaza. It is the very same system that is leading to our services being slashed, our family members and our neighbors getting kidnapped by ICE. And it is the very system that is putting the weight on each and every one of us to make ends meet. And this is why we need international solidarity, right? Because we know that we cannot genuinely fix the problem unless we uproot imperialism, unless we expose the lies and propaganda that these billionaires and politicians are spreading, not just here in Seattle, not just here in Washington, but across the world. It is our enemies, our class enemies, who sit in these very buildings, who are our bosses, these big billionaires. They are the ones who have taken their exploitation international. And that is why we need to also have an international perspective. We too need to understand how the clothes on our backs are being made, how the food that we eat on a daily basis have international impacts, and how the U.S. is in many countries abroad, fucking up our homeland, fucking up our land, and leading to migrants being forced abroad. And so our solidarity can look in many different ways. It can look like this today, holding rallies, speaking up against our representatives like Maria Cantwell, like Adam Smith. It looks like talking to our neighbors, to our co-workers, to people in our churches, our communities, doing the day-to-day work, bringing more and more people to understand that it is imperialism that is at the root of our issues, and building unity amongst our different mass organizations and our churches to really come together, because we know that we are many. We are many more than our few enemies. Trump, he is one guy. We've got thousands.
You should yell it out.
And so we've got to build this mass movement, work together. So I really want to encourage all of y'all who came today. If you're not part of an organization, join an organization. And if you're part of an organization, join the International League of People's Struggle as we fight and we build this mass movement against imperialism.
Yes, many of
And
you
with
know I'm
that,
Kshama
I
Sawant.
say,
I'm the socialist running against Adam Smith.
International solidarity.
Because for whatever reason,
International solidarity.
struggle against war, these organizing
International solidarity.
We are all basically organizing to defeat Adam Smith. But I don't think it makes any strategic sense for the movement to not allow the
International
socialist
solidarity.
who has an actual chance to defeat Adam Smith to not allow them to speak. It does not help the movement, it does not strengthen the movement. It is a sectarian authoritarian approach, and it is ultimately a strategic mistake for the movement. If we want to build an anti-war movement that is strong enough to actually stop the genocide, which in other words translates into winning the concrete demand of ending all U.S. military aid to Israel, then we will need a powerful, almighty anti-war, anti-genocide movement. But we are not going to be able to build that on the basis of this type of gatekeeping, where there might be disagreements among these anti-war groups, but those disagreements should be aired out openly, very frankly, but instead of gatekeeping against one another, we should have everybody speak. We should have an open and honest debate. We are not afraid of debate. We are happy to invite other groups to speak about this because we think it benefits the working class to hear all those voices, have a complete debate, and decide for ourselves what is the strategy we agree with. I think one of the most important things that's missing in the anti-war movement is a discussion on strategy. So if you're watching this live stream, I would urge you to hang around for a few minutes. I am going to be speaking with a couple of other individuals who work with Strike Back and from our campaign. We'll also speak, and we will have actually a frank conversation about what are the next steps that are needed for the anti-war movement in general, and specifically within that anti-war movement, how can we build our campaigns to that result. So stick around.
Actively seeking it out. So it's up to us to uplift those voices and to uplift those demands. And that, I wanted to close out with some homework. As it were. And I want everybody to, I've passed out these flyers. They contain some information on what's going on. I want everybody to go home, and I want everybody to do more research into what's happening on the ground. I want them to seek out the Palestinian voices that are able to make it out of Gaza, who are in Gaza City, who are reporting what's happening right now. I want everybody to go and to learn more about
can you
that.
take over the live streaming? I'm going to ask everyone to stay to hear Kshama
share
speak.
that with their friends and family. Don't just,
Okay,
again,
we're
don't just scroll those videos down.
you can hold it in one position and get them.
It's not something that's going to reach people.
I want to go back to
who
Sean.
aren't
You
out
want to go
there,
back immediately after I call?
No, I mean,
being
yeah, I
town
want
criers.
to.
Second, there are two big tasks for you. One of those is one of the demands which have come out of Gaza is the Thursday economic strikes. This is being taken up by people all over the world. It's being spread around by different groups. It was conceived of by folks on the ground in Gaza. I laid out the rules. It's very simple. Just don't spend money on Thursday. You can still go to
Watch out,
work.
I'm live streaming.
And the second one is, like I said, coming out here to a single march or a single rally, no matter how big, even if you can get 1,000 people out onto the streets, even if you can get 10,000 people, even 100,000 people, like we had here in Seattle with the King's Rally, if that does not translate into dedicated organization, if that doesn't translate into people putting in the work week after week into planning 1,000 actions more, into stepping up the level of escalation against our local war profiteers, if it doesn't translate into consistent effort, then there is no reason to be out there, right? That's why everybody, the second piece of homework
Make sure she really
is to find an organization that speaks to you, find an organization that's doing work that you care about, find an organization that's doing things you can contribute to, and join them. You can come up to our table. We also have a newsletter if you want to stay up to date too with the things that we're planning. But yeah, that is my second piece of homework. Get organized. Free Palestine!
If you want to hear the socialists running against Adam Smith for Congress, stay here. She's going to speak over right here. Come join us. We unfortunately weren't allowed to speak at this event, but Kshama's going to speak anyway. So if you want to hear from her, stay, please.
Thank you, everybody.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You know, yeah. She's from. Yeah, no, she means she's up there right now. Exactly. She's like voted against like cutting like 600. Yeah, no. On top of that, that's what I don't.
you can't hide, you are funding genocide. Smith, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. Adam Smith, you can't hide, you are funding genocide.
APAC Lucky Palantir, bankroll Adam Smith's
Career.
APAC Lucky Palantir,
Bankroll Adam Smith's career.
APAC Lucky Palantir,
Bankroll Adam Smith's career.
APAC Lucky
Palantir,
funded Adam
Smith's career.
APAC Lucky Palantir, bankroll Adam Smith's
Career.
APAC Lucky Palantir,
Bankroll Adam Smith's career.
APAC Lucky Palantir,
Bankroll Adam Smith's career.
APAC Lucky Palantir, funded Adam Smith's career. Adam Smith, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. Adam Smith, you can't hide.
You are funding genocide.
Adam Smith, you can't hide. You are funding genocide. Adam Smith, you can't hide. You are funding
Genocide. All right.
Well, dear friends, we are here outside this federal building, which houses one of the many offices of Democratic Party Senator Maria Cantwell, who has an absolutely illustrious track record that is drenched in blood.
That's right.
Blood of the 500,000 Palestinians who have been slaughtered in this genocide in Gaza. But you know what? With the Democratic Party, we are spoiled for choice. Should this protest be against Maria Cantwell?
No.
Yes?
Yeah? Well,
Well, can you say it louder?
yeah.
But should this protest also be against Adam Smith?
Yes.
Should this protest be against Amy Klobuchar?
Yeah.
Should this protest be against Chuck Schumer?
Yes.
Should this protest be against Hakeem Jeffries?
Oh, yeah. They're all warmongers.
I think there are too many Democrats for me to name in my cough-ridden state.
Yes.
That's why I'm going to say it in shorthand. Should this protest be against both the Democratic and Republican parties, both parties of genocide?
Yes.
These two parties are also parties of the billionaire class. And in fact, the agenda of both parties of destroying the meager standards of living of the American working class is completely, intricately tied with their warmongering agenda abroad. And that is why, as a member and co-founder of Workers Strike Back, as a revolutionary socialist, I am also an internationalist. And I strongly believe, as many of my revolutionary socialists, fellow revolutionary socialists believe, that we need international working class solidarity.
That's right.
That means not for our working class movement, for our anti-war movement, it means not only knowing the nature of the Democratic and Republican Party, it's also knowing what the strategy is to fight against them and to defeat them. And one of the aspects of that strategy is to actually decide avenues or tactics that will genuinely put the fear of the working class in the minds of the Democrats and Republicans. And that's why I think it is important to address some of the confusions that exist in this anti-war movement.
Yes.
I think the activists who held the protest here did not want to let me speak because they say they are against a quote-unquote electoral strategy. I think that's a mistake.
Yep.
I think it's a false dichotomy to say I'll do electoral or I'll do movement. That does not make sense.
Right.
Because whether you talk about the electoral avenue or the labor movement where rank and file organizing unions, or you talk about social movements, like Black Lives Matter or women's about, what we are going to run into is the question of what is actually going to help us succeed. And at this moment, a specific obstacle in the path of the movement to end the genocide is to figure out how we can actually end U.S. military funding to the Israeli state.
That's right.
Because let's be clear, we cannot build a movement simply on the basis of organizing one protest after another.
Right.
We need a strategy of escalation, and that escalation aimed toward concrete demands. And in my view, the main concrete demand the anti-war movement needs to organize around right now is to end all U.S. military aid to the Israeli state.
Yes.
Because we know, and if we don't, we ought to understand that the Israeli state exists first and foremost and absolutely as a bulwark of U.S. capitalism and imperialism.
That's right.
That is the reason this genocide has gone on unchecked, and not only this genocide, but over 75 years, 3/4 of a century of a brutal occupation has gone on, even though at this moment, the vast majority of humanity, the billions of working people internationally, strenuously oppose this occupation. And in the United States, it means both the Democratic and Republican parties supporting the genocide and the occupation to the hilt, because both the Democratic and Republican parties represent the interests of imperialism, and the Israeli state is an outpost of U.S. capitalism and imperialism in the Middle East. And that is why we have to figure out how are we going to break the back of the Democratic and Republican parties.
Right.
We don't believe that there is anything automatic about running elections as a way to achieve victories. But what we do think, based on tremendous amounts of evidence, that if mass movements run independent working class candidates as part of those movements,
Yes.
it absolutely fucking puts the fear of God, or more accurately, the fear of the working class, in the heart of the capitalists themselves.
Yes.
Why? Why? Because if the movements of our times are able to win elected office, we can use those offices as platforms to build powerful movements and win concrete victories despite the opposition of the Democrats and Republicans.
That's right.
We have demonstrated this again and again and again throughout my decade on the Seattle City Council.
That's right.
We ran as an independent socialist, and I say we because it was never about building my career.
That's right.
It was about using the election campaign and the city council office to build movements, to empower working people, and to win unparalleled victories, which is what we did. We won, through my city council office, we won the nation's highest minimum wage, which is now at $20.76. Compare that to the strategy of AOC and Bernie Sanders, who have been in the halls of Congress for many years. What is the federal minimum wage today?
$7.75.
The federal minimum wage is $7.25.
Boom. It's ridiculous.
That is because they have refused to use their office as an independent working class position, and they have gone along with the Democratic Party. Unless we have a specific challenge to the progressive establishment, we are not able to overcome this obstacle. And that is why we believe that our campaign against Adam Smith is a crucial component, maybe even the most crucial component at this moment of delivering a stinging defeat to the Democrats next year during the midterms. And we should take our political enemies deadly serious. Adam Smith is afraid.
Yeah,
We should take a lesson from that. If Adam Smith is afraid, that means he agrees with us that we have an actual chance at defeating him.
That's right.
But we are not going to be able to defeat him if the movement remains in a situation where everybody is shunning this independent social, and all the leadership of organizations are shunning this campaign in order to carry out their position of anti-electoralism. Let's build a united anti-war movement and use this revolutionary socialist campaign to actually deliver a stinging defeat to the Democrats by defeating Adam Smith.
That's right.
I have pledged that if I am elected, and as I said, we have a real chance of defeating him. If I am elected, if Adam Smith is defeated, and if I am elected, I have pledged that I will turn our inauguration rally in Washington into a mass rally of 10,000 people. And we will bring a congressional bill to end all U.S. military funding to these very states.
Yes.
My friends, that is the sort of full frontal fight back that forces the hand of the parties of the warmongering billionaires. So let's make sure that we have built this campaign and force the hand of these genocidal two parties. And I also should say that in all our previous campaigns, our experience was that the rank and file of the labor unions, the rank and file of the social movement, the rank and file of every organization strongly supported our campaigns because they understood the potential for us to build solidarity to this campaign in a powerful manner, and that power coming from having a united struggle to win concrete demands. And it was on the basis of the rank and file joining us that the leadership of many of the labor unions were forced to concede, the leadership of the NGO organizations were forced to concede. So we are used to this. That is why our appeal is not to the leadership, it's to ordinary people, to working class people, to the rank and file of the organizations and the various movements, that if you want to deliver a defeat to Adam Smith, then let's join in building this campaign. As I said, we can win, but we are not going to be able to win unless tens of thousands of people get active with us. That is the basis on which we have won 4 city council elections, despite millions of dollars from big business stacked up against us, despite the democratic, progressive establishment being completely opposed to us. We were able to defeat all these forces because we built solidarity on the ground. Let's build local, district, national, and international working class solidarity, and let's defeat Adam Smith.
Maria Cantwell, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
Maria Cantwell, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
Maria Cantwell, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
Adam Smith, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
Adam Smith, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
Adam Smith, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
I want to urge everybody who's here, everybody who's watching on the live stream as well, join this campaign. We are building the nation's strongest anti-genocide, pro-worker, independent campaign to defeat Adam Smith, to defeat the warmongering Democrats and Republicans. We're fighting for an end to the genocide in Gaza, an end to the starvation in Gaza, an end to U.S. military aid, an end to the occupation. We're fighting to end the deportations. For free healthcare for all by taxing the rich. And we're fighting for rent control. Come out this Saturday if you're in Seattle. Come out this Saturday. We're having door knocking in the Central District it's at 10 a.m. this Saturday as well as 12 p.m. noon this Saturday. We're doing door knocking in the Central District. If you're watching on the live stream, phone bank with us this Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Help us build this campaign and donate. We have over 1,800 donors, hundreds of people who are donating, volunteering, building this campaign all around the country. Solidarity. Adam Smith, you can't hide!
You are funding genocide!
I just wanted to share a very important story. One of the members of Workers' Strike Back just told me that a lady walked by who is unable to pay her rent because her rent is so damn high, gave a $20 donation to our campaign.
Wow.
Why? Because she believes in our fight for national rent control. That is the kind of dedication on the basis of which we have won our past election, and that is what will be important in order for us to win this election as well. So I wanted to make sure to share, we are absolutely running to end the genocide, to end all U.S. military funding to the Israeli state. We are also running to stop the deportations, to win free healthcare for all, funded by taxing the rich, and national rent control. And in fact, we are going to combine our congressional campaign with a local fight back to win the incredible, unprecedented renters' rights victories that we won in Seattle, to win them in other cities in the 9th Congressional District.
Yeah.
Like the 6-month notice for rent increase, all rent increases, and a $10 cap on all late rent fees. I have renters in this district coming up to me every single day saying that that's a lifeline for them. Let's make sure we use this congressional campaign to also win those local victories so that people are empowered to come out and campaign to defeat Adam Smith and to win renters' rights and to win free healthcare.
Want to remind those of you who are watching the live stream, go right now, KshamaSawant.org. Go to KshamaSawant.org/donate. Make a donation of $5, $20, $50, whatever you can. We have donors from all 50 states and Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico. We are building the nation's strongest anti-genocide, pro-worker, independent campaign. Join this campaign, donate, volunteer, sign up. We need everybody to get involved. And thanks for watching the live stream. Solidarity.
Everybody.
Woo!
Woo!